Parshas Vayigash this week is the climax. It's the pinnacle moment of the story where the brothers sell Yosef, as a slave, and he's in Egypt, and he becomes the viceroy. Viceroy is one of those English words that are only said by Jews. Yosef has said, I am going to keep Binyamin as a slave for myself. The rest of you go free, and let's see what the brothers do, because years ago, they sold me as a slave for just 20 zuz, for like a pair of shoes, and let's see if they do the same thing now that the situation is very similar, and now I'm going to take Binyamin as a slave. Well, we see that Yehuda stepped up, and he says, I'm not going to let that happen. And that was the test that Yosef really needed to make sure that his brothers really did feel remorse about what they did to him so many years ago, and he was ready to reveal himself, literally.
But not only that, where does the leadership of all the sons of Israel come from? Which tribe holds the leadership? It's, of course, our tribe. The tribe of Judah, the tribe of Yehuda. That's where David HaMelech comes from. That's where Mashiach ben David's going to come from. So Yehuda,
who of course is the son of Leah.
Yehuda was exhibiting a leadership quality to show that he was standing up for what's right, even against a situation where he thought he was against the second highest command power of the world.
And for that, he merited that his kingdom would not just hold the kingdom of the Jews, but that's all that's left is the tribe of Judah right now. I mean, there's some Levi, and then there's some Binyamin mixed in, of course, because Yehuda's always taking care of Binyamin, but really, all that's left now, because the rest of the tribes are gone. So you see that Yehuda has all these great qualities, but one second, it was Yehuda that sold Yosef into slavery in the first place. It was his idea that said, hey, we just threw him in a pit, but what's the point of throwing him in a pit? Let's make some money off that. Let's sell Yosef. It was his idea. So it's not like he was such a great guy. He was making up for the fact that he messed up in the beginning 13 years before. So if you ask somebody who should be the leader of all the Bnei Yisrael, of all the sons of Israel, maybe you would say, how about the person that never sinned? Binyamin never sinned. Binyamin never sold his brother into slavery. He was younger than Yosef. He wouldn't sell his brother into slavery. He named one of his kids Chupim because he never got to see his brother Yosef's chuppah. He named another one Becher because his brother was a Bechor and he was the oldest to him, and he missed his brother dearly. This is precisely the point. Yehuda was the one that sinned and then did teshuvah for his sin. And you got to say that as a sinner, someone who sins and does teshuvah for something that he did wrong is actually greater than somebody who's never done anything wrong in his life. Now, don't get me wrong, Binyamin was zocha, he was merited that the Beis HaMikdash, the holy temple, the one section of the holy temple, the Kodesh HaKadoshim, the holy of the holies, was built in his territory. Yehuda actually, the rest of the temple was actually built in Yehuda's territory. So when it comes to things like being super holy, hey, Binyamin's got that covered. But when it comes to being a normal human being, when it comes to serving God on a regular level, who is the highest in that regard? That's Yehuda. That's us. That's people that aren't perfect. I don't know about you, but I'm definitely not perfect. But when it comes to doing teshuvah, it's on a higher level. That's why we always say that the Balei Tshuva, people that were never religious to start with, and now they are on a higher level than even people that were religious their whole life. Yeah, it's tough to say, but you know what? And you see it. You see it in their passion. You see it in their zeal. You see it in their desire to become as religious and as close to God as possible. It's a beautiful thing. It's an amazing thing, and it makes us all sick. It makes us all jealous. But that's the power of teshuvah. That's the power of making yourself better, working on yourself, because that's why we're here in this world. We're here in this world because we're not perfect. We are made not perfect. And we have to perfect ourselves the best way we can. And I hope that we have a perfect Shabbos. Have a great time. Can't wait to see you all at the next party.